Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast presented by Matt, which is myself, and Dakota, who is right across the table from me.
Hey!
And John couldn't be here, but anybody who's watching this doesn't know who John is. He's our friend. Welcome to the podcast where we will be talking about the Nintendo Direct that happened, I believe, what was it, January the 14th, 2015?
Yes.
Okay. Um, we're going to be talking about that, giving our thoughts and what on everything that was announced. So, Dakota, do you want to start us off?
Alright, so we're going sequentially in terms of news stories here. So the first thing that came up was probably the biggest surprise of the entire direct. It was the fact that Fire Emblem for the 3DS is getting a sequel. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was surprised because I thought it was going to be a Wii U title. I thought the CG animation was actual gameplay, so they kind of fooled us there. I feel like they're a little bit trolly in these directs, the way they kind of announce things. But I'm actually pretty excited to play that game, even though I haven't played Awakening. I plan on picking up that one at some point, as well as this new one that was just announced, because it looks very fun.
Yeah, it definitely is. I just got Awakening. It's a very challenging game from like a first-time Fire Emblem player, and I'm glad that there's a casual mode where when one of your guys dies, they actually come back after a battle. Because if you play on the normal settings in the Fire Emblem series, you'll notice that whenever one of your guys dies, they're gone for good, and it really hurts. Really hurts. So
Yeah,
I'm glad. I'm really glad that it's getting a sequel. The series isn't dead because I'm gonna bring this up. Fire Emblem Awakening was gonna be the last game in the series if this did not sell well.
oh
So
wow, I didn't know that.
they tried to make it the best one, and that's probably why there's four Fire Emblem characters in Smash Bros. Because they literally saved their own franchise.
Yeah,
So
good for them. I didn't know that they were planning on making that the last one, because like right after Awakening came out, I heard talks of the crossover with Shin Megami Tensei. So I figured like they were planning on keeping the series running.
yeah, that might have been the last hurrah. Actually,
Yeah,
like if oh man, that would have been sad, but
yeah.
it's not. So yeah.
Is this confirmed for 2015?
Actually, I believe a release date is not confirmed. They do not even have a name, like a subtitle for this one. So
Okay, because this direct was mainly based off like games from like now till what, springtime.
hmm
So I feel like we could be getting this game sooner than later, especially considering the 3DS lineup is lacking quite a bit.
it would be very surprising to me if it came out in spring. However, from the looks of the trailer,
It looks
yeah, I could,
finished. Like it looks pretty
yeah, like
polished.
it really
Like
does.
what they probably just grabbed the engine from the last game, kind of worked off that.
Um, I'm assuming that's the case because
Yeah.
it looks
So
very similar, but they seem to want to emphasize that there's a lot of new stuff, and you can see visual differences between the two. So
yeah.
I don't know if it changed the engine. Probably not, because what
hmm
was wrong with the old one? But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if the 3DS really needs more games, to be honest, because if
I
you look at the
agree.
library, it's so extensive that there's probably games you haven't picked up and played yet, just from a
Yeah.
consumer standpoint. I look at all the games I have. I have a good what, almost 17 games now. I haven't beaten all of them. So like, I think this is probably, other than the Super Nintendo, their best system, in my opinion.
I would probably agree with all of that, except I might consider the 3DS better, just in terms of the fact that the technology is better, not because of the legacy.
No,
SNES is
not like
definitely
legacy
the
aside,
better.
just gameplay. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the games are just, well, a lot of the games on the 3DS are kind of just Super Nintendo formats.
Yeah, it's kind of like the new Super Nintendo in a way.
Yeah, like a
Uh,
spiritual successor. Like you
pretty
have
much.
Mario Kart, the Mario games, Donkey Kong. Yeah, I guess. But like this one really felt like it just because of the Donkey Kong Country game. Even though I know that was a Wii U remake, but like that along with Yoshi's Island and A Link Between Worlds, like those are two direct
Sorry, the
sequels.
bad Yoshi's Island.
I like it. I think it's a good game, but
Okay, fair
but
enough.
that's a whole other can of worms to open up when
Come
John's
back
here.
next podcast.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So I'm looking forward to the Fire Emblem game. I think it'll be good.
Mhm.
What was the next thing announced? Because I don't have the sequential order on these.
um, well, to add on to what you were saying about the 3DS having too many games,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
this year I bought Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing, so huge backlog. I still got to get Kirby. Heard that was way better than anybody gave it credit for. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I need to pick up that as well. Yeah, see, there's so many games. Like, if there's ever a dry spell, I'll be okay.
Yeah, unlike the launch, which was oh god, like
Yeah, I didn't pick that the 3DS up till Ocarina came out.
pretty good idea. Not the
Yeah,
best, but still pretty good. Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so of course, speaking of pretty good idea, not the best. The next thing, well, okay, I guess you aren't going in sequential order because this order is completely wrong.
Yeah, it's fine.
The new 3DS, which was leaked ahead of time and we already knew about, was actually announced for North America
February 13th,
same day as Majora's Mask, as expected.
as
Um,
expected. Same day as Kirby and the Secret of the Ooze. I can't remember the name. Kirby and the magic
Rainbow
wand, the rainbow
Canvas
canvas
Cruise.
curse, rainbow curse. We got it.
Rainbow. Okay, cool.
Rainbow
That one.
Kirby
I'm
and the
gonna.
Rainbow Road.
That. Oh, I kind of want them to name them that now. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that game I'm not gonna get.
I am gonna get. I've been convinced. But that aside, since we're focusing on the direct,
Majora's
I
Mask.
yeah, Majora's Mask being remade looks way better. So much better.
So much better.
So much better.
So, like they full spoilers for just everything they've showed in any gameplay they've released in the last couple days. They added eyeballs to almost all of the bosses. I don't know if you picked up on that.
Yeah. What do you mean by eyeballs exactly?
Like they have like an eyeball on them or like in Georg's mouth there's an eyeball. And it's just one of the eyes from the mask, the Majora's Mask.
Oh, that's really cool. I
So
yeah.
so it kind of looks like they're controlling them because I think in the lore of the bosses they weren't always like evil creatures.
Yeah, they're like guardians or something, I think.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
No, the
So.
guardians are trapped in the masks,
Oh, okay.
which is why when you gain the masks, you're able to um awake them.
Yeah, again, Majora's Mask super conceptually super duper cool. I have not played the original. I've seen the whole let's play of it, but that's as far as I go. Matt owns the original. He's played through.
Yeah.
How high does it rank in your Zelda
Oh, that's
preference?
tough.
Because it's the one different game. I really want to know, do you put it up there or is it just like it's a good Zelda and that's it?
I put it up there, but I've only beaten it twice, and I really want to play it about it like 6 to 10 months ago. But I didn't. I held off because I knew they were coming out with this, so I'm looking forward to actually playing it again and then really being able to see where it'll rank amongst my favorite Zelda games. Obviously, the top ones being A Link Between Worlds and A Link to the Past.
So good, so
but
good.
but Majora's Mask is way up there. I just it's not the fault of the game. It's just the way it is. Is I wish there was more dungeons, but I can't complain because the dungeons that are there are all amazing in concept and execution for the most part. So I'm looking forward to seeing those remastered.
Kind of like Wind Waker in that sense. You wish there was more, but like what
Yeah,
you got was good.
but
Yeah.
Wind Waker it was due to time constraints. This one they just, or actually, yeah, they made
This is
this
time
game in a year.
constraints.
It was time
Yeah.
constraints as well.
Yeah. It was time. Yeah.
Um,
Intentional, but there. Yeah. So.
yeah, but yeah. So this game, they added these eyeballs, and they also showed some gameplay of the final like temple before you fight the final boss. So like
Ooh,
the
I'm excited about that.
yeah, they show where Link's just like manhandling twin mold, and I was like, this
Yes.
doesn't happen in the game. Like they actually added some cool things.
Us.
I'm also hoping maybe they'll have the footage of like the Great Fairy actually training Link that was left in the cartridge but never actually used in the real finished product on the N64. If they added
Hmm.
some like unfinished things like that, I think that would be cool.
It would be cool. I don't think they'll do it, but they might. They might, and that would
Yeah,
be a really nice touch. Speaking of improvements in Majora's Mask, I, one of the things that they did do to the game, which I think it makes it way better, they let you set alarms for when you want to do something. So you'll always be notified. You'll always be able to keep track of what you're doing and why you're doing it. The Bomber's Notebook has also been improved drastically, so every step of each side quest for a mask that you have is updated to like exactly what you have to do. So I think it'll make Majora's Mask a much easier game to play, even more so than Ocarina 3D, which was a great improvement
yeah.
compared to the original. Yeah. So.
Do you have any like just any issues with what you've seen shown off from it?
Um, I mm, honestly no. Maybe anti-aliasing, because from the looks of what they've shown, the game looks way better than even Ocarina 3D in terms of anti-aliasing. Because that was kind of fuzzy around the edges, but
Yeah,
I think they've mastered the 3DS hardware by now.
they would
I
have by
think it's
now
a good.
because that was a 3 year gap
Thoroughly enjoy.
from when they released this one.
True, true. So I think this is gonna really bring Majora back,
Hmm.
and maybe that sequel.
I've
I
always
know
been
I'm
hoping for a
hopeful.
sequel.
Yeah, but just maybe this could be it. This could
Yeah,
be it.
that would be cool. The I brought up issues just because I've the it's really small, but just aesthetically, the way Link looks is they took the young Link from Ocarina of Time design pretty much, whereas the Majora's Mask on the original N64, he was actually a different model. He was slightly taller.
I think they put that in.
It doesn't. It
I'm
didn't look like it to me because
okay.
the
To
way
me, it
his
did.
it looks like they just changed the skin for his shield as well because the shield didn't look that big on him in the original one. But that's like a small thing.
No, I understand. I feel that's a valid complaint if it's true. I feel like that they actually going from Ocarina 3D to Majora's 3D. Like they might not have. I could be imagining it. Huge placebo, but I think they
Yeah.
did do a little
they
tweaking here and there. I
they
don't
they
know.
added like the belt going across his chest, so that might be what it was that you noticed.
Yeah, it could be that. Definitely could be that.
Yeah, but I won't let that bother me. I'll get over it. But yeah, the game looks great, so I'm excited for that.
And in terms of like, this is technically an HD remaster. Um, I think
Kinda.
this is kinda. I think it's the right way to do an HD quote unquote remaster, because not only are you updating everything to be more playable and better, but it's on the 3DS, so you got Ocarina Portable was amazing, so I can only imagine Majora's Mask Portable will only make the game better than it already was.
Yeah, and I
Uh,
think they added uh save like saving stones within the dungeons as well, just to make it more pick up and play friendly.
Also, owl statues are saves, like
Yeah,
real saves
yeah,
now.
they
So
needed
yeah,
that was something they needed to fix just for a portable game. That's something that they've really focused on with the majority of the 3DS games is just like how easy it is to pick up for a little bit, like segmenting, compartmentalizing, I guess, parts of the game that you can do.
yeah, good use of the word.
Yeah.
So
So moving on,
yeah.
they announced Mario Party 10, and I know you're not very excited for this.
Whoa, 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 whoa! They announced this a long time ago. Let's
No,
be
no, no.
clear.
They announced the release date, did they not?
Yes, the release date,
Yeah.
but only yeah, yeah.
Sorry, that's what I meant. They released or they announced the release date and they showed off a little more of the game. I'm not really sold on this.
I'm not either. I think it's a Wii game that's ported to the Wii U. That's how convinced I am that this is not a new Mario Party.
No, the graphics
Uh,
look pretty decent and it seems to be like inspired a lot from the new Super Mario Brothers games for
I
the Wii U.
I see a bit of jaggies. I see a bit of jaggy here and there.
Yeah.
I think it's been like up-resed for Wii in terms of textures maybe, but I think it's still graphically it's a bit of a flop in my opinion. From what I've seen. Again, this game's not out,
Yeah.
but
But they don't have too
and
much time to really fix many of those. It should be going into production soon, like for the
God,
release.
I don't know. Like I'm sure it looks fine for a Mario Party game. I just want this one to be good. They're bringing back the
Yeah.
car. I'm really not happy about the car because I played
No.
9 with 4 people and it was awful and oh god.
Especially since they released the 3DS one without the car.
Yeah, and even in the 3DS one, they only had one like traditional Mario Party board and
Uh
like yeah, like some of the other boards were good ideas, but every game mode only had one board and it really broke it for me there.
yeah,
Uh
that's honestly getting off topic a little bit, but wouldn't it be cool if they cuz I noticed they're doing this with Mario Party or with Mario Kart now. If they kind of just turned it into Nintendo Party.
I think they need a good game before they decide to do crossovers. And that's my like this is coming from a guy who likes Mario Party 8.
Oh, I
So
love that one. That one was
yeah,
fun.
I know. A lot of people are like it's all in the original trilogy. I'm willing to step out of there,
Yeah.
honestly, but like yeah. Oh, 9 was breaking point. Anything 9, oh god, I hate that. But like
Yeah.
yeah.
It'd be cool though if they just had it where it represented more of the franchises. I feel like that would be more marketable
I agree,
because there's more
but
things you can do.
make a better game. For the love of God, make a better game. Please.
Yeah.
I just
Just let Miyamoto make it. I'm sure it'll be good.
Did he make the originals?
No. I don't think
Okay.
he's had anything to do with those. He's waiting for a new controller before he gets on board with that series.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You know, need a board game controller, you know.
Yeah.
Need a real board game of Mario
Hmm.
Party.
Yeah. They showed off more of Splatoon as well.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Sorry for your sorry.
Did you want to
Everything.
say something else?
I did because on the topic of Mario Party 10, they announced amiibo compatibility.
Yeah, but that seems forced at this point.
I don't know. Mario Party 10? Well, they're releasing a whole new line of amiibo, the Mario line, which is to be expected, but it's coming along with Mario
Yeah,
Party 10. Toad's getting love, and you can like actually create your own unique boards with these amiibo, which is kind of nice.
that's cool. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, and yeah, you can mix and match. You take like I think 2 different amiibos, and they have their own unique like gameplay styles for each side of the board, and then you just make a new Mario Party board out of that. So it's kind of interesting.
Maybe that'll add replay. Uh,
Ability.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
replay to the game.
But also on that topic, since amiibos can only store one save data type thing, you have to delete your Brawl. Sorry, not your Brawl. Your Super Smash Bros. Amiibo data if you want to use it for Mario Party. So, what do you think of that?
I think they screwed up.
Yeah, it's a real shame that you actually have to buy two amiibos of the same character to get functionality for certain games. Keep in mind that I think the Fire Emblem ones you could still have your data and all that.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So it's kind of a shame that they didn't put a little more memory into each and every amiibo. It's a good incentive for people to buy every version of the same character, but I hate it. I mean, gonna
It,
be honest.
it's like Nintendo, like, it's like you have three wishes. What do you wish for? I wish for money, money, and a Wada. And then Nintendo's like, dang, should have wished for hindsight.
My God.
Because
Oh
they
my
seem to
God.
like just they're making a lot of those mistakes lately.
I I want to say yes and no to that because like if you think about it, they've been making way too many good decisions that like as much as I hate what they do sometimes, I love what they do too much.
Yeah,
It's not just games like DLC, all
yeah.
that.
I think amiibos, um, if properly implemented, like they could have a Disney Infinity style game where it's like, yeah, you
Better.
can use your amiibos with this game, but then there's all these other games that you can use it with as well, and that's where it would have like a real competitive factor. Whereas it just being, oh, you get a free skin, oh, you get a free weapon. Like that's the worst kind of DLC.
I feel Nintendo's trying to like because Skylanders and Infinity as they are complete rip-offs in my opinion. They overcharge you for the base value. They charge you for every little thing. And in the case of Infinity, they won't let you even cross over to other universes with certain characters. And that angers me so
Yeah,
much. It's a pure cash cow. I think what Nintendo's trying to do is that they're trying to make these little add-ons like worthwhile in the end without making a game where you're character locking like disc DLC. But
yeah.
yeah,
I feel like if because they have it where you can play and Smash and unlock stuff in all these other games. So I feel like they can justify it more if they came out with a game just based around having to scan amiibos to play with them.
I agree.
Especially because then I could play as Samus, because that's the only amiibo I have right now, and that'd be pretty cool. I think amiibos are like underutilized and kind of like almost unnecessary. With that said, I'm definitely gonna go try and pick up the Charizard and Toon Link one and Mega Man ones as soon as they come out. But
Gonna try. Keyword try
keyword
because
is try.
America's getting screwed on Amiibo. But that's we might jump back to that. But we'll yeah.
Yeah, we'll come
We got
back to that because that's another whole
oh my God. We
topic
need
on its own.
definitely podcast for Amiibo.
Yeah,
To add on to your idea, I think if Nintendo wants to make good DLC and not rip us off, and like I think this game that you speak of has to be free to play, and all the Amiibo you buy will pay for it. So
that honestly, that's a genius idea. Do I think they would do it?
no,
No.
I know. And another thing, I was in an online chat, and another guy brought this up. If you combine Amiibo and get the like the first game that Amiibo
Yeah,
was from with your Amiibo on the virtual console. So if you got like the little Mac Amiibo, you would get Punch Out
yeah,
with him.
I heard about that. If they came out with that, that'd be great.
Like
But
who wouldn't buy him at that point?
and honestly, they wouldn't be losing money on that.
Yeah, because they're like decades old
They already made their money off all these virtual consoles re-releases and re-releases, and
and
then 3DS
re-releases
re-releases,
and
we
releases.
releases.
We releases. Yeah.
We release
But
things very slowly.
yeah, no GameCube. No
Please,
GameCube.
please understand.
Please understand.
Oh man. But we have Wii titles coming to the Wii U now, in the form of Galaxy 2, Metroid Prime, and Punch Out.
Yeah, we do.
What
But
makes you um like, it's weird how they're coming out with Galaxy 2 and not the
I
first
love it.
one.
I love it.
Oh,
I love
I
it.
much prefer the second one.
If Fire Emblem, what if you were not excited for Fire Emblem or Monster Hunter for that matter, you would probably like the fact that they're doing this. Such a great idea.
Oh yeah,
Such a great idea.
I feel like they need to come out with like maybe one or two Wii games a month, just to keep like some sort of consistency regarding like hype for these re-releases, especially with obviously the Zelda games being a major release. I feel like they can actually market that and maybe,
Skyward Sword
yeah,
on Wii U. That'd be pretty great.
if they upresed it a little bit, I'd pick it up on the Wii U for 20
Um,
bucks.
to be clear, all these games you buy are upscaled, so they're not necessarily upresed,
Yeah,
but they do look better overall.
no, but if that's not enough, if they did something about the graphics, it'd be more worthwhile in my opinion.
I'm
But
sure it would
but
be.
like as is, I already own the Skyward Sword on the Wii, so having it take up space on my hard drive that's very small wouldn't doesn't really appeal to me, especially because I like physical copies of games.
I think at their current price point, because they're on sale, like they're normally $20, which is still amazing. But now with like getting Mario Galaxy 2 for $10, I think that's no brainer.
No
Like
brainer.
if you don't already own the game, I'm already considering rebuying it if I can find my copy or not. It's dependent
Yeah,
on that. But yeah, um, $10 for the best Wii games
I'm
on
definitely
Wii U,
picking up the Prime trilogy.
which is
That's
so huge.
that's such a good value.
Yeah, $10 for three amazing games. Two of them GameCube games, which we might not see on the Wii U. We'll see about that, but like,
Yeah, hopefully we see them. I'm really hoping for a Sunshine HD remake.
I'm hoping for a sequel, which actually is an apology for the original Sunshine. Um,
That'd be great, but I think they need to really remedy that game because there was a lot of problems with it.
and an HD re-release, would definitely with Mario Galaxy even, a Mario collection, Mario All Stars 3D, as Game Explain like already thought of,
Yeah,
and probably a billion other Nintendo fans. Great idea. Just do it. We'll buy it again. It's
it
worth it.
practically prints money. I'd pick it up.
Like we already own all these games, and we would buy them again
Yeah,
based on the principle.
just for having it in HD, I see that as a huge upgrade, especially if you feel like it's a bundle, so you it seems like a deal. I feel like there's a marketing scheme there that could work to their advantage. Uh, so they back to what I was saying before I cut you off. Um, they showed more of Splatoon off. They showed how you can sort of customize your character, change your gameplay style based off what like I guess gear you want to put on, and like paintball guns, or like ways of spreading the paint around that you pick. And I thought that was pretty cool. Um, just to show that Nintendo's kind of going the way of customization at all is surprising to me. So I'll take what I can get.
Oh wow, really? Oh yeah. Well, you Pokemon XY. I mean, that was a thing.
Oh yeah, but that to a lesser extent. I feel like Splatoon's actually affects the game as well.
Yeah, especially with Ruby Sapphire not having customization, so that's pretty funny. I feel with amiibos that they have to do
Dakota?
customization. All right, so I'm probably gonna leave that whole bit in, to be honest. Yeah,
Yeah,
I am
no
eating
problem.
dinner. I am able to talk while eating dinner, so that's gonna be a thing.
It's a podcast. This is what they live for. What are you eating, Dakota?
I'm eating
Tell.
steak. I'm eating steak.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I'm
I'm
just.
gonna go. I'm gonna go downstairs after the podcast. Grab a diet coke, a piece of bread, and some cheese, and just have a grand old time.
That sounds really good.
It does. uh, they announced a bunch of amiibo support, but amiibos we kind of gave our opinion on already. I think the last big thing they showed off would have been the new 3DS. So what are your thoughts on that whole situation?
Yeah. There's a bunch of other stories to get through, but like that are smaller, of course. Since everyone knew the new 3DS was coming out, they already knew the whole deal with it.
Hmm.
Uh, this is not much of a surprise. This is good, I guess. I'm glad Super Smash Bros. Will actually load faster. The C stick is nice. The fact that it doesn't come with an adapter, not a surprise to me, but I
Not
still
a surprise.
still don't like it. The fact that they call the colors new black and new red when they're just black and red really makes me angry. Um, I'm gonna buy a new 3DS eventually, but right
Okay.
right now it's kind of unless you really want Majora's Mask, I think it's a pretty poor sell. But I'm glad that Nintendo's improving their hardware, and hopefully better games will come as a result of this. So yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna pick one up. I just don't see enough of a value there, especially because I said if I did get one, it would be the smaller one since I already own an XL.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that too. Okay, forgot.
Yeah. So especially considering they're gonna force me to essentially drop $200 on a slightly improved system, just doesn't make sense to me, especially because I'm gonna be paying the same price as I paid for my XL, um, and I'm getting actually a worse value because they said they were getting rid of the charger to save money, but the price is the same. So who's saving the money, Nintendo? Who's saving the money?
Well, they would charge more if they include the charger in theory. So I mean,
Yeah, but that doesn't. That's like. I
I have like
don't.
four of them, so I'm not really concerned. But
Yeah,
like,
no, I have one. I just think it's kind of dumb. Am I surprised by it? No, because they've been doing this in Japan already for
hmm
the longest time.
hmm
Uh, and I think even Europe they were doing it, so that's no
they are.
surprise to me. Um, I keep having to remind myself of who Nintendo is, and I've been hurt so many times. I have no expectations, so anytime they show me anything, I'm happy. Um, like I knew Majora's Mask was coming out. I don't know why it took them 3 years to make it, but
I'm still okay with it just because of the
no, I'm
3DS
okay with it.
catalog. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no problem. Um, um, they make a lot of weird business decisions. Getting off topic again, but um, I think Dakota, you described it perfectly one day when you said Nintendo signed a 3 game deal with Sega to definitively destroy Sonic the Hedgehog. Definitively, uh, I, they make a lot of weird decisions. Not always the best ones.
Of course, Bayonetta 2 is a thing, and that was
Oh
an
yeah.
amazing decision. So
Oh, I need to pick that one up.
comes with
That's a
Bayonetta
must have.
1. I mean, it's weird. Like they can make a lot of better decisions, but make a lot of great decisions, but they make a lot of terrible decisions. It's really
Yeah.
weird. Uh,
They seesaw a lot on what they're doing.
yeah, but
Like with I don't know why. I'm guessing because the original 3DS uh, model didn't sell as well in North America. Would be my guess as to why it's only the XL here.
My guess is that it's the customizability, the faceplates. I think America, Nintendo of America to be specific, is convinced that people do not want to customize as much as Japan, and that's why they're not
Hmm.
coming.
We're not ready for it.
Yeah, that or the XL special editions will not sell as well if they're so. They
Yeah,
probably they probably want to get
that
rid
as
of all the
well.
Majora's masks. 3DS is, you know,
Yeah,
because the faceplates are better. Japan got better
yeah.
faceplates than the special edition, so
Are you wondering if maybe they looked at just the sales even from the Game Boy Micro and those faceplates as any indication?
I hope not because that would be the worst decision of all time.
I know, but
That's a
but look
good
at the
hypothesis.
company we're
That's a good
talking
theory.
about.
That is a very good theory. In the ways that even if it's not true, I would believe it.
Yeah,
Because Game Boy Micro, that's a whole other podcast.
yeah. Well, if if you look at what they've based decisions off of in the past, it's not that much of a stretch. The GameCube was overpowered or was a powerful system. It didn't sell well. Let's make an underpowered system. That's been their strategy.
You gotta
Forget the
remember.
fact it had poor marketing, discs that were proprietary and harder to develop for, and had actually it was easier to develop for than the PlayStation, but those discs could only hold a gigabyte, and that resulted in a lot of developers either saying screw it to the GameCube platform or releasing games on multiple discs, which like that was a huge oversight. And then now we get them saying a couple years ago we should have made the original Wii high definition. So back to what I said earlier in the podcast, like hindsight, they really need some better perspectives. Maybe some newer guys in there. Maybe
uh,
even some people who previously worked at Microsoft or something. You know,
with what they did to Rare and all the other companies that they owned, there's a list of more than five. I would disagree, but either way, the smart guys at Microsoft, because I know there are good people at Microsoft and in Nintendo. Yeah, I see what you're going, where you're
yeah,
going. The fact that the Wii was cheaper, remember it sold like hotcakes, it revolutionized gaming. Like in a gamer's perspective, we terrible. But like in a marketing perspective, the fact that it was lower res and all that,
amazing.
yeah, Nintendo made crazy money off of that. I think that convinced
Oh,
them
I
to
know they
make
did.
yeah, so in terms of business, I don't think their practices would change as a result of the Wii. If you
I think no, I think their practices. I think if anything, the Wii doing well would be a detriment to them at at where they are right now as a company, just because, like I said, their philosophy was let's make an underpowered system because we're not trying to compete with Microsoft and Sony.
Mhm.
So they released the Wii and it did really well. So that got them maybe a little too comfortable
Oh
heading
yeah,
into
for
the
sure.
eighth generation.
Yes.
So they
Yes.
felt it really didn't matter how powerful their system was because I don't think they've ever treated like the multi-plat like the third party developers very well. Like
Again, there's rumors. Can't confirm or deny, but yeah.
well, I think the Super Nintendo was the most friendly one because it was more powerful than the Genesis,
And
but
every game was on it.
yeah, but even actually the first
Besides
three
Sonic.
systems
No, just
the
kidding.
first
Just
three
kidding.
portable systems they came out with being the NES, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64 all had cartridges that you couldn't like developers had to buy the cartridges from
Oh,
Nintendo
so
to
bad.
produce,
So bad.
and just they kind of like bullied people around a bit, but there was no other option because they had
Until PlayStation, of
yeah,
course.
until PlayStation when Nintendo decided to stick with with cartridges
Phillips
for the Nintendo 64
and
and
Phillips
PlayStation
and Phillips,
and Philips.
because the
Oh yeah, they that's a whole nother thing, man.
yeah.
Let's leave that one alone. Uh, they PlayStation went with the disc drive, and that kind of just the graphics weren't as good, but um, I think they missed out on a lot of games because of that.
They definitely did, and they still
I
are to
think,
this day.
yeah, uh, like Grand Theft Auto was supposed to be on the Nintendo platform at one point. I forget what era, but they skipped it just because of, to be quite frank, their bullshit that they were doing there. Um, so I think that the GameCube would have been like the proper natural progression had it had normal sized discs. That being its only detriment, in my opinion, because it had the games, it had
Some third-party
the
support.
power. It had no, but I think if they made the discs like
They would get that. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
they would have gotten the third party support.
Linking two categories together, you brought up they need to bring a new blood, and you brought up Splatoon. Now, Splatoon's being
Yeah,
made with new blood alone, so
yeah. I heard Miyamoto wanted to make it a Mario game, and they had a lot of guys talk him out of it, of course, um, in favor of a new IP. But it seems like everyone's really hyped for this game, anyways.
I heard Miyamoto was for it being a new IP actually, and
Okay, but
yeah,
the original concept was
to make it
to
Mario.
not, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and I think honestly, speaking right now on January 15th, that's when we're recording.
yeah.
Splatoon is a Game of the Year nominee for me right now.
You
That's how
think
much,
so?
yeah, I have that much faith in it. It looks amazing. It has a lot of really creative and fun looking ideas that you just don't see anywhere else. If it gets nominated for Best Shooter in any award show, I'm gonna flip. And I really hope that like Splatoon is what everyone wants it to be, more than that, and just a good game in its
And
own
then
right.
some.
Yeah, like a new IP. That's
I
another.
think I could see it maybe winning or being nominated for best new IP if that's a category.
I believe it is.
But I don't see it getting Game of the Year, especially with Zelda being out.
Well, I'm gonna make the assumption that it's gonna be delayed. I'm putting it out there.
I don't think Zelda's gonna be delayed. It looks almost finished.
No,
They've been working on that since 2010.
I think. Yeah, that's a fair argument. It does not look almost finished. If you look at the footage that they had at the Game Awards, when Link uses his telescope, it's very clear that the landscape at least is still in progress. Like, really
Yeah,
needs work.
but that wasn't of. I feel like that's a lot of just polishing that they can do quite
True,
easily
it shouldn't
because
take
if
too
you
long.
look at
Yeah,
from when they announced 3D World to when they showed it like at the next direct, like 6 to 8 months later, I believe it was, 3D World looked way better.
okay, you've convinced me. I think it'll come out this year. Star
Yeah.
Fox, on the other hand.
No, Star Fox is coming out this year because if it's not, then Zelda's not coming out either. Because
No,
they
no.
pretty much said Star Fox is coming out before Zelda.
Okay, I know everyone's skeptical because Miyamoto's trying to make this dead franchise a new game in a year.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people because Miyamoto's trying to make this new franchise in a year.
Yeah, no, I totally I can see why you would be skeptical, but I don't know. I feel like he might be onto something with this.
I hope he is, and I hope he was making it for 10 years secretly, and we're gonna get the best Star
Yeah,
Fox game of all time with online, and it'll be the best.
that'd
But
be
like,
great. Um didn't didn't he say at one point that those other like Wii U games he was working on, like the robot one and like the looking through the different cameras. I
Project
forget what the
Guard and Project
Robot.
I want to say Project Robot. I could be wrong.
Like those two, didn't he say he was actually using those in another game?
I people have already like by people I mean Game Explain from what I've heard have already assumed it's part of Star Fox. I could very easily see it being a part of Star Fox.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like
Yeah,
I could, that would make more sense if, from like a development standpoint, if he was developing those to implement. But I don't see how he would do that because it doesn't make a lot of sense.
I don't know. Maybe there's more to Star Fox than we know.
Yeah, maybe Rare's making it.
Yeah, retro going strong.
Yeah, I
Can't
wonder
can't
what Retro is working on.
can't make games fast enough, but still going strong. And it's
Yeah.
not Retro's fault that they can't make games fast enough. It's
No,
the
I think
fact
they need a bigger studio, more people.
Nintendo give Retro more money, please.
Yeah. I'd love it if I believe it's Next Level Games that made Punch Out and
Strikers charged.
Strikers and Luigi's Mansion 2.
Yes, yes. Oh
I'd
man,
love it if they made
please.
a Punch Out game on the Wii U.
Please. Yes. Ah, they revived Punch Out. They did it so well.
So well.
So, oh my gosh. It's like it never left. It's like it's that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
I think if they can do that again, that'd be amazing. Because they've clearly proven that they're quite able
Oh
and
yeah.
really willing even to be just a part of Nintendo exclusively, I believe.
Yes.
So make it happen.
I mean, it's funny. We talk about how Nintendo has poor third-party support, which isn't necessarily wrong, but like it has amazing second-party support. So
Yeah, the second party support on there is great. Isn't
DKC came back.
Yeah, Donkey Kong was that was huge, especially because
Still underrated.
Returns wasn't as great in my opinion.
Mhm.
I think it was better on the 3DS, but Tropical Freeze was
Tropical Freeze.
that was game of the year for me.
Yeah, and you're not alone there. Well deserved.
Yeah,
Underrated, underappreciated. Tropical Freeze.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to play through the original Donkey Kong games again. I think I need to make that happen at some point.
I mean, you already have, and so you're just gonna do. It's gonna be tradition from here on out.
Yeah, we got maybe on the show.
Maybe on the show. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I do think there's a bit of nostalgia blindness in the overall internet community when it comes to the originals, but they're still brilliant.
No, I can see it for the first one, but the second one is the greatest platformer of all time.
What about the third one?
That one's good too.
Yeah, okay.
That one's more like cartoony. The
Sure.
no, it is.
Like
Honestly,
the main characters, yeah, but like I think everything else is pretty much the same.
no, they changed the landscape and everything. I believe the lore of the third one is it takes place in the northern Cremisphere.
So that's this podcast. I hope you
No,
enjoy.
that's part of the lore,
I know,
dude.
I know, I know, I know, I know. But
Are
yeah,
we ending it out on just Cremisphere?
no, no, of course not. We have so much more to get through. Are you kidding me? No. Like
uh,
we might have to take a break. That's how crazy it is.
yeah, make it like a two-parter.
Yeah. But
The Hyrule Warriors DLC, because we got
Tingle,
way off topic. Tingle and
Tingle,
Young Link
Tingle.
playable. Yeah, as you don't own that game, do you?
I don't intend to.
Okay. As someone who does own that game and pre-purchased the season pass for the DLC,
Oh,
um,
they had one. Oh, I didn't know about that. Oh.
yeah, it was $20. You get all
Oh
the
yeah, I
DLC.
remember. Wow, that applies for this DLC too. Wow, you're getting your money's worth. Jeez,
Yeah,
just like
I haven't scratched the surface on the whole of this game.
it's hundreds of hours.
No, dude, thousands, honestly.
Thousands.
Because I've put in at least like 80 into this, and I've barely scratched the surface. even on like the game before the DLC. So there's
Yeah,
a lot to
adventure
go,
mode.
but yeah, I'm looking forward to playing as Young Link. I think he looks like amazing.
I think Hyrule
Um,
Warriors like really was super duper faithful to the original material in a good
yeah,
way. Yeah, like
I wish, again, a small complaint, but I wish that
he was taller.
they didn't. No, I wish they didn't give him the Kakiri sword.
Oh,
I
okay.
wish they would
Yeah,
have
fair
given him
enough.
like the Razor's sword or the
Could be in
Gilbert
the game.
sword.
Could be in the
No,
game.
it's guaranteed it's not.
Okay.
Oh no, you're right. He gets extra weapons. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. There's hope,
There's
guys.
hope. There's hope. As everything with Nintendo, there's hope.
Not really.
uh,
Not
sometimes
everything.
never. Hashtag mother fan. Hashtag dead inside. No, just
More
uh,
like Mother P
oh my
instead of Mother 3. You know
god.
what?
What else? The Hyrule Warriors. There's. Oh yeah. Did you see that parody thing? And this was done really well. Someone made the CDI DLC, and they had screenshots, and they looked real.
Yeah,
Like
I
straight
saw
up.
that. Those look too real.
Oh, that's amazing. No, like I zoomed in, you could tell it's painted, but like it's so
No,
cool
no, but
that
it
someone did
looked
that.
like real enough that you could tell they really put effort into it.
And from a distance, like if you didn't zoom in, that
Yeah,
looked official. If that was real, I would buy it out of the fact that it redeems the CDI games from being absolute garbage.
it doesn't redeem them at all. It I want a CDI, but
No,
then
you
I'm
don't.
like, no, I
No.
actually don't. I want a Dreamcast.
Yes. Yes. Even though all the good games have been re-released on PC, thank heaven. Yes.
Yeah,
Well, not all the
I
good
emailed the
games.
guy
Shenmue's out
from
there.
Craigslist about his Dreamcast. He never responded. Very upset about this because it was modded and it said like
I hope you
Genesis
get one.
emulator,
I really hope you get one. It's so
Super
good.
Nintendo emulators on it, and it came with like four controllers and like a bunch of games. It was like 120. And I was like, I can justify that. Like that's a worthwhile purchase.
It definitely is. I played
Hmm.
Dreamcast like over a decade after it came out, and I'm like, this system has aged well. So
Yeah.
I would
What didn't
I
it come out in like 99? Or no, it came out before that.
oh my gosh,
It
really?
They
No,
ended it in 99. I
really?
think that's when they
No,
stopped production.
no. I don't. Maybe I'd have to look that up. That's amazing. That system, like as a person who didn't grow up with it, that system is amazing on so many levels. It had
So
online
many.
a generation before anyone else did.
Oh, it came out in 98 and it was discontinued in 2001.
Oh,
It
sad.
sold 10.6 million units. It sold better than the Wii U.
I think
It's
the Wii U's crossed that.
food for thought.
I think it crossed that recently. So not much better, but yeah,
Food for thought,
food
guys.
for thought. Literal food in my mouth.
That steak, though. Yeah, even just the design of the controller is interesting to me. Like looking at it.
It's basically what the N64 should have been. It feels
Yeah,
good in your hands.
does it? Because
I
I've
know
never
it
played
looks
with
like
one.
it doesn't. It does. For the time. I will say that, like, way better controllers have come out since then, but it was basically the Wii U gamepad before the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah, with the VMUs. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm looking at the specs of this thing, and it had discs that could hold a gigabyte. And then I look over to, and then he looked over at his GameCube with disgust.
To be fair, that was for systems I grew up with. That was Nintendo at its prime. The SNES still way better, but yeah.
Oh yeah, like not even close.
But I really love the GameCube more than the SNES. But I still think the SNES is way better. Like,
The GameCube didn't have as many games, but it had a lot of great games.
Hmm.
If that makes sense.
Hmm.
It it was a good system. Just didn't get
No
enough
love.
sales.
No
Got
love.
it didn't get enough love.
No love. Just like
Yeah,
the Dreamcast.
yeah.
Heyo! Nintendo, please don't go disc-based only. I'll kill
I
you.
picked up a copy of Sega. I think I already told you. I
Did you?
picked up a copy of Sonic Adventure 1 on the Dreamcast for $5. So,
I don't remember that. That's nice. That game
yeah.
aged horribly, but
At a
I could
school
still play
fair,
through.
they had like video
Oh
games
yeah,
and they
you
were
did
all
tell.
$5
Yeah, okay, I
each.
remember now.
I
But
picked up a
really good
bunch of
deal.
PS2 games as well, like San Andreas and stuff.
Have you played any of them?
Yes, actually, I have,
Nice.
but I do not have a working memory card for my PS2.
One day.
One day.
Now, going back to directs.
Oh yeah,
The rest of these stories, hopefully, I don't think they'll be too long, to be honest, because they're all small stories.
I
Besides
don't think there's really much to talk about.
the 3DS is not coming. The regular 3DS not coming to North America. We're not okay with that.
Yeah, we covered that one.
I mean, is that all we have to say about it? We're not okay with it.
Yeah, like I said before, I'm not surprised. It's they probably didn't expect it would sell well, so they wanted to save money. Kind of like how they wanted to save money by not putting the charger included with the 3DS. They're not going to put the 3DS in North America to save money. So, it's using their own logic, and then it makes total sense.
Monster Hunter 4. I know
Uh,
a lot of people are very excited.
that reminds me, would you like to buy my Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate?
No.
I'll
I'm sorry.
trade it for
No,
your
no one on the
Star
show
Fox
is
3DS. That was a mistake of a
no,
purchase. Ugh.
no. Wonderful 101 or nothing. I'm sorry.
No, I gotta play that game. I'll give you Deus Ex for free.
Okay, I'll do it. I'm willing to make that trade.
I'll trade you my Deus Ex for your Charizard. Final
Done.
offer.
Just done.
Oh
Um.
man.
Yeah. So.
They didn't. Xenoblade, I think, is the only thing we haven't talked about.
No. There's a couple more. You
Yeah,
might not know of them, but there are a couple more.
I'm
Yes.
looking at a list. There's
Yes, but
nothing. Uh,
Xenoblade.
yeah,
You want
I'm
a list? I'll
excited
send.
for that.
I'll send you a list. I'll send you a list.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So Xenoblade, you're excited for that. I'm excited for that. Very excited for that because
Yeah,
what Xenoblade is so cool in so
so
many
cool.
ways.
That's the one thing that makes me be like, oh, I need to pick up a new 3DS.
It's it's
You
it's
know,
the one next gen game on the Wii U.
because now you know they're not going to release that Wii game on the Wii U Virtual Console.
Yeah, I hope they do. I know they won't. I hope they do. That would be the perfect game to put on the Wii Virtual Console. Everyone would buy it because it's got so much hype around it, and like experiencing the game only through Let's Play, sadly, has made me see like so much good things, so many good things in
Yeah.
this game.
So I'm looking forward to picking that up at some point.
And maybe it has online, maybe not confirmed, but it looks like it.
Dakota, just
This is second party.
d-
This is not Nintendo.
shh. Don't let them hurt you. Don't let them hurt you.
There's been gameplay. There's been gameplay.
They hurt you worse than Gabe Newell on Steam sales.
Yeah, because I'm actually happy when I'm in pain there.
Yeah, you're happy when they hurt you.
Bit of a sad slash very happy to embrace fetish type of thing. Steam sales, everyone's weakness.
Yeah. Sin and Punishment sequel lined up for Wii U re-release. What
uh,
does this mean?
basically, it's an underrated Wii game. Also being re-released on Wii U's Virtual Console, so that's cool.
it'd be great if they could remake No More Heroes.
Because that's third party though, and it's already out on PS3. If it
Is it?
happens,
Ubisoft, why?
if it comes back to Wii U, I will love it, and I
Well,
will.
cause they never want to make a sequel to it.
They did make a sequel though.
Yeah, but the developer meant for it to be a one-off.
Oh, originally, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I don't see them kind of making it a franchise at this point.
yeah. No, if that's the last No More Heroes game, like, please re-release it. That guy's still making games though, so I'm not too worried. So yeah.
Yeah.
Also, on the whole amiibo problems in America type of thing, um, codename Steam, which I believe you think it has good use of amiibo, right?
No, I thought it was interesting. I don't know if it really uses it that well.
Okay, so all the characters have unique attacks and attributes and everything.
That seems
Uh,
just confusing to me
ba-
because
base,
how do basically um Fire Emblem characters are playable in Project Steam if you
mhm,
have their amiibo,
mhm.
but Project Steam is based off
Codename.
Steam powered weapons, so I don't know how the Fire Emblem characters are gonna have Steam powered weapons
Okay,
and
this is
still
a
be.
game. This is a game where Abraham Lincoln is
I
with
knew you
the.
were gonna go there.
No, but besides that point, all the Fire Emblem characters have their own weapons from their own games. They're just
Okay.
yeah, so they're just utilized in the codename Steam world as
Are you
effective.
gonna pick up Codename Steam?
It's been getting a lot of terrible, terrible hype because no one likes the art style in game. Anyway,
Uh, I thought it
um,
was cool.
I think the idea is cool. Looking at gameplay, it doesn't look that cool. That said, I'm still probably gonna buy it because I know it's gonna be a good game that no one buys for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Are you gonna get it and then use the Fire Emblem amiibos?
I intend to.
Okay, now you said you're buying a new 3DS, right?
Mhm.
So are you gonna wait and do it on there or buy the base Cradle to scan your amiibos?
I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Because they haven't said like they haven't released any news on using amiibos if you're not using a new 3DS since they first announced amiibo. So I'm not sure if they kind of just forgot about it because
No,
they're
they
not.
didn't. They didn't. It's just like how they announced the new 3DS. Guarantee it.
Yeah,
Because
because they're. Go ahead.
sorry, in Japan's direct, they actually did talk about it. So
Okay.
yeah, both Europe and Japan got way better directs than America. They got exclusive, region exclusive announcements that are not in America and should be. So,
Yeah, what were some of those? Because I didn't hear about those.
before that, uh, the amiibo usage, Marth is sold out. So you're thinking, oh, I can't use Marth. The restocking Marth. Hopefully, Marth won't sell out again.
I'd buy a Marth one. He looks pretty cool.
His amiibo looks pretty bad, but at least he has like it seems like he has some of the best functionality an amiibo has to offer as of now.
No, some of his. I saw his amiibo. It looked pretty nice. I thought.
The face, it's super derpy.
Yeah,
Like
but that's every amiibo.
no,
That's
not
why I
not.
bought. That's why I bought Samus.
It's not the production amiibo, like the straight up amiibo. You saw that?
Oh,
Yeah, the production amiibo looked great. Yeah.
dang it!
There's like a meme with like a bunch of derpy Fire Emblem character amiibos, and they all look derpy, but at least they're all Lonk level. But like,
Lonk. They need a Lonk and Reggie amiibo.
I mean, you could put them in Smash Bros. Officially, so that's pretty cool. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So the whole amiibo shortage, at least for Marth, and if this is how they handle all amiibo, like the amiibo's game comes out and they restock on that particular amiibo, that'd be pretty cool.
I think they should restock all of them.
In general, like in Europe and Japan, but no.
No, they're coming out with cards.
That's cool. Please restock your figures. I just want your darn figures.
Yeah. Um. Also, no word on that product, like the Life product
Oh
line.
yeah, there
There
actually was word on that.
was there?
Yeah, it was not in the direct. Do you want to save that for another time, or do you want to talk about it now?
No, I want to hear about it now. I'm
Okay,
excited.
you shouldn't be because it's not a gaming platform, as far as we
I
know.
know.
Okay. Basically, it's a thing that watches you in your sleep, and it gives you incentive to sleep, like and live healthy. So, in line with the Wii's thinking, I think it's gonna like help you get more active, help you get better sleeps. Um, I'm thinking that they could integrate it with their systems. Of course, this is just a theory. Um, that that they like offer DLC if you have like really good sleeping patterns or something like that. Like I could see that like with the street coins or whatever. Like
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
yeah, like I think they're actually gonna make sleeping fun somehow, and they're gonna do it with this really weird drone that watches you while you sleep. So
Yeah, can you imagine it like UV rays your brain to think about Mario?
yeah, yeah, I've seen quite the things. It might enter your dreams and give you advertisements, do terrible things.
What if it's Rob the robot? Can you
I'm gonna
imagine?
cry if it's Rob the Robot. It's not gonna be Rob the Robot,
It's like
please.
a giant Rob the robot, but he's also an amiibo.
Oh my god, totally gonna
That'd be
happen
a
now.
that'd be great. Make that a thing, please.
Oh my gosh.
They need to do that. I heard talks of them working on like a TV
Hmm.
to release with the release of their next gen console. Is that a real thing? Is that confirmed?
Something to do with the screen that's flexible. Not confirmed, but they've trademarked it, so they're at least investing into it. Hmm.
Okay. And they already. I don't know why everyone was freaking out a little while ago when Miyamoto said they're working on an X system because they had said that from like a year ago. And these consoles take time, guys. Let's not forget
Oh,
about that.
I didn't think anyone was freaking out. I mean, the
Oh, there
PS4
there was
started
like an
after the PS3 immediately, so I mean,
yeah. Sony's already working on like PS6.
PS5. Oh yeah, six. My bad. Forgot.
Like they
Forgot.
they look like way into the future for their R&D, and it like honestly their systems have been the most powerful for the last two generations.
And they've had good
So
games.
I don't know about that because I haven't
Yeah, because you're an
owned it.
Xbox guy. Fair enough. But
I'm not an Xbox
oh,
guy
sorry,
as
you've
much
owned a
as
360 as
yeah,
opposed to a PS3. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And
Don't brand me like that.
sorry, I thought you were because you're thinking of an X1, and like I literally see no reason except for Halo, which apparently you're not even that into. So I
No,
don't
I
know.
love Halo.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Halo, and then Rare's making games
They
for it.
say that's another
I'm waiting
podcast.
till E3
That's another
before I make a
podcast.
decision.
Conquer for Project Spark. No one cared, but at least
No, but the he's not even in that game.
he is.
I looked up gameplay. I didn't see him.
Yeah, because like the whole idea of Project Spark, it's like terrible little big planet, and it got managed really poorly. Basically, when Conquer gets there, it's not gonna matter. So,
Oh yeah, he's not there yet.
not there. I yeah yeah. So
Honestly, they need to just make Conquer and have it because when they re-released it on the Xbox original,
mhm.
uh, they took out all the swearing.
Oh yeah, they did. That was really weird.
But but now Grand Theft Auto exists in a more public light, I guess. So I feel like they could really go all out, and they're British, so they on the British people honestly incorporate like pretty horrible words into just like everyday like normal jargon.
If you are British, we might if you're like embrace that, cool. If you
If you embrace it, that's awesome.
yeah, and if you're offended, apologies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't want to. I don't.
I apologize. He doesn't.
No, because
Just kidding.
sometimes Dakota apologizes, and I'm like, no, no one gets offended. But like, Honestly, I don't know any better, so yeah, it could be. Um,
No, I agree with you there too. It's just that
I can see how it would be offensive.
yeah. So a couple of smaller games. Pokemon
Yes,
Shuffle being free to
I was
play.
about to say, no one cares.
I care.
Um, they just announced Z or the red and blue and yellow remakes everyone seems to think are coming out because it's 2015 and it's the 20th anniversary of Pokemon.
It could happen. They said they're doing something very exciting. I hope it's actually exciting. So,
What if it's an MMO RPG for the Wii U?
um, great. I
No,
think I. Yeah, that's about it.
it's just Pokken Fighters 2. Japan
Japan only.
arcade
Own
arcade
arcade
cabinets only.
cabinet. God. Yes, but cool. Nintendo's going to free to play. Nintendo also announced. I don't believe it's on the list I sent, but Puzzle and Dragons with Mario in it. So
Yeah, I saw that. That's ah,
apparently it's a good game. I have friends who play it
it's a good game.
on their iPods and whatever because it was originally an app. But
Yeah,
this one won't have in-app purchases, guaranteed.
that's good.
And it might legitimately be a decent puzzle game that looks like an app.
Okay.
That said, it might just be an app. But from what I've heard, that's not the case. So yeah.
So I think the last thing on the list to talk about is the Mario vs Donkey Kong
Which has cross buy.
cross buy, which is
Please.
exciting
Yes.
if you don't own an Xbox or PlayStation and you've never owned an iPhone or any computer or you have no idea what iCloud is, then yeah, I can see how that would be exciting.
I mean, if they make good games for it, it'll be worthwhile. Donkey
Cross buy
Kong, not super hyped for that.
cross buy doesn't mean anything if it's not linked to your account, Dakota. That's my issue.
I think it means something to me.
I would just wish the purchases were linked to your account.
Yeah,
That
but
way,
that
if your machine dies or gets stolen, you're not screwed.
whole other a podcast. I was say
Yeah,
contest.
honestly, like my 3DS XL is probably worth like $500 to me because I can't
Cause
get those games back if I
pretty
lose it.
much, pretty much.
You know,
Hopefully they'll figure it out. Probably not. Hopefully,
that's why I'm saying they need people from Xbox who know what they're doing.
Not the original Xbox
You
One
can't have Bill
announcement.
Trennan Bill Trennan doing everything. He seems to know what's up, but I'm sure they stifle his creativity all the
Oh my
time.
god, that's a whole nother podcast.
The treehouse is just like a dungeon where they keep the creative
God,
minds quiet.
oh my gosh.
The dungeon, sorry, the treehouse.
The
You get
dungeon.
you get you get Donkey Kong coming there like, where are my bananas? He starts smacking people around,
He's
choking
like,
them with his tie.
I'm sorry, I'll get him next week. I swear, DK.
Diddy's
Whoop.
Diddy's popping peanut caps in people's
Oh
faces,
my god.
and they're allergic. It's
And they
horrible.
die.
Dixie Kong's whipping people uh with her ponytail.
Whips her hair back and forth.
Yeah. Then Cranky Kong walks in like, I beat this game in 45 minutes.
I beat this game in 45, 1945. um, which
Yeah.
uh,
And then Solid Snake comes in. Actually, his box is just there, and that's it. 'Cause
that's
Solid Snake's not a real person, guys. Come on.
yeah.
But
Project
yeah, yeah,
Treasure.
I believe that's been the podcast. Oh, Project Treasure. That's the one that we forgot
Yeah.
to talk about. I think that will be actually very interesting to see how they actually implement the free to play aspect
Mm,
because I don't know if we recorded this, but we were talking about it before,
we were.
and you had said that there's for sure gonna be like paid content as
If
well.
the whole game's free, then there's no complaints.
No, I doubt the whole game will be free. But could you see possible amiibo support?
Ooh, I think that might be a really good game for Amiibo. Free to play in Amiibo, I think you have something there, and I think they know it, and I think it might happen now that you brought it up.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I think
It just
this
it
could be
makes
it, guys.
sense.
This could be it.
But it's Nintendo, so it's
Yeah,
not.
so it's oh.
What if you could only use the Namco? Or I guess that's only Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. Yeah, so basically, eat dirt and like.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't get like Mega Man in there
To,
because
to be
they don't own
fair,
that IP.
yeah, I would take only Pac-Man support over no support. In all honesty, like, hopefully it's more than that. Hopefully it
Yeah.
happens. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I was hoping when I heard Namco's making a four-player like game, and then I started watching the trailer for it, and the creator essentially said it's a four-player game where you basically just try to find these treasures and help people. The first thing that popped in my mind was Four Swords, and obviously they're not going that route, but that opens up um, another kind of topic of like, can you see them possibly giving these third parties like their IPs to work with, kind of like Hyrule Warriors?
Potentially. We'll see where this goes. We don't know enough about it, but
Yeah, I guess we have to see how this does
this sounds
and kind
good.
of
I'm optimistic.
kind of watch what they do in the future. But this could spell like um even with Smash, and then on top of this proves that they have a great working relationship with Namco Bandai.
Mhm.
So hopefully we will get third party releases from them.
Nintendo, buy Japan's gaming industry, please.
Oh, can you imagine
Buy Sega, buy Namco Bandai, buy every
Sony?
other. Yeah, buy no, Sony's American-ish, kind of.
No, they're a Japanese company.
Yeah, yeah, but like it's like Sega, right? They have like so much root in the Americas. That's never gonna. I
Well,
mean,
Sega was bought by an American company. It's not even the real Sega anymore.
they're still making good games. To be fair, they're just not Sonic games.
Sorry, they're making good games.
Yeah, they're just not Sonic games.
They make games that aren't Sonic games.
Yes,
Like what?
Valkyria Chronicles, really good game.
I don't know these things.
Yeah, shame, but one day maybe. Watch Gravity
Maybe.
Falls. Just kidding. Uh,
Watch Gravity
yeah,
Falls.
actually watched Gravity Falls. That's a great show. Unrelated. I just brought that up because it's an inside joke.
Unrelated. Dakota hasn't seen them.
Yeah.
I have. He needs to.
Yes. So he's trying to convince me to get into that. Maybe one day. We'll see where this goes. But
I'm gonna like invite you over and we're just gonna marathon them.
I'm very down to do that. I'm very down to do that.
That needs to happen.
So before we finish off this podcast, bring up a
Yep.
couple of stories from Europe and Japan. Japan's getting a bunch of games you probably don't care about, a lot of JRPGs and stuff like that. Uh,
Europe is getting Majora's Mask stuff.
and the 3DS, the regular new 3DS.
Yeah.
Um, that that sucks for us. They're also getting a free like anime service, which for me that's terrible because I
For
want it
me,
so bad.
eh.
um, oh yeah, if you pre-order, they really want to sell Project Steam. If you pre-order it, you get a Majora's Mask pin.
Yeah, that's a reach.
That
You can tell they want this to do well
and
because it's like every time they release a new IP, people are like, eh. But then they're like, stop
well,
making
Splatoon,
Mario.
Splatoon. I think there's a lot of
Splatoon
hype.
is like the one exception.
Yeah. Pushmo got a lot of hype, but that's downloadable. If we're talking retail, I wish Project Steam was on
Yeah.
Wii U. I think that would that would immediately sell a lot if it was, but
It
it's
would
not.
sell better for sure.
Yeah,
We're getting Mighty Number Nine at some point this year as well.
and so are a lot of other people. But yes, that's very exciting. Hopefully,
I'm
that's
looking
amazing.
forward to that.
I backed it, so it better be good.
Yeah, and then uh, Mighty Number Nine is we're getting. I don't know much in the way of indie games if we're getting anything.
I want to save that for another podcast.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, because there's a lot to talk about there. Really cool stuff. But yeah, definitely a whole nother level. Nintendo's officially calling them
Awesome.
Nindies on Twitter, so hashtag Nindy if you're for that.
Make that a thing, guys.
Also, they announced a new Rhythm Heaven game in Japan for the 3DS.
And that's been
Ah,
the podcast, everybody. No, I'm kidding.
okay.
Uh, I don't know how they have. Is Rhythm Heaven made by Square Enix?
No,
Which one was made by the Final Fantasy one?
Theater Rhythm. Theater Rhythm.
Theater Riven. Okay,
Theater Rhythm. Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Both of them amazing games. Oh man.
The Pokemon Company makes that,
So good. So good. Please come to
correct?
America, Rhythm Heaven.
They do, right?
Rhythm. No.
What was the name of the company that makes those?
It's the WarioWare guys.
I
And
can't. Their name is escaping me right now.
it's like
Game
Sukino.
Freak. Game
No,
Freak.
that's Pokemon.
No, they also make Rhythm Heaven.
No, they made that downloadable one with the drum
Yeah,
guy. The it's not
yeah.
Rhythm Heaven. It's not Rhythm Heaven.
I gotta look this up now, buddy. This will be the last little thing we do here. I gots to know. Were those
But
games
yeah, please
even
come to
good,
America,
Dakota?
please.
Dakota, were those games good?
Do I still have this call? Yes, I do. Okay, good. Matt got cut off for a second. I was
Um,
really. Yeah, okay. What, Rhythm Heaven?
yeah,
Or the one that the
yeah,
Game Freak made? It's one of my
both.
favorite games of all time. Personally.
Okay.
Both. Both. Both the DS one and the Wii one. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
They're my top
wondering
five.
why Dakota and me are kind of on and off, it's because my Skype's telling me that we should stop the
The
podcast right
podcast has
now.
to end.
Yeah. So thank you for listening. If you stuck around this long, or even if you didn't, then you wouldn't be hearing this. So never mind.
Yeah,
Unless
no
you
thanks
skipped
to
ahead, but
you.
why would you do that?
And then in which case, maybe thanks to you.
But I enjoyed this, so we're gonna try and make this a more regular thing. Hopefully, just because we won't be able to record gameplay footage as much, just because of conflicting schedules and what have you. But hopefully, you enjoy these
I
as
mean,
well.
yeah. Look forward to the Binding of Isaac Rebirth, everybody.
Yeah, that needs to be uploaded. Maybe in the next couple days, I'll put it out for sure.
All right. Thank you and good night or good day.
Good
Good times.
peace.